Okay, DGP 104. Back behind the mic. Welcome to another episode, everybody. With me to talk everything Arsenal on a lovely summer evening is my co-host. Say hi to the people, Steven.
Howdy, KP. It's a Monday night. We're doing okay. You know, I think we got to give the people some background on this, KP. We've been on a hiatus. People are going to log into their app tomorrow. They're going to say, oh my gosh, a new episode. Got these dudes fell off the map. Where they been at? KP, where we been?
It's only been a quick, couple of weeks. It's nothing out of the ordinary for DGP to go silent out of nowhere. The OGs know. The new listeners, welcome. The Blue Sky fam, hello. We see you. We love you. We appreciate everything that you do to help us get the word out there. The summer's been pretty chill, man. I have been just cycling like a dog, dude, going up and down these hills. My knees are burning.
It's getting a little warm out here for me. No lie, not a big fan of summer. Humidity, not great. It's been a nice hiatus though. End of the season, not very fun. We weren't having a great time, so we said, "Do we need to record?" Nah, one of us was out of the country, just having some trips. I don't want to name any names, but I think he had a really good time doing his thing. We don't need to record while you're overseas, bro. Go have yourself a good time. But we're here. We're back. It is summer for the Arsenal. Summer. NBA Finals happening right now. Who you got, big man? Pacers, Thunder.
That is the one thing that recently has been super helpful, dude. Obviously, I am going for OKC. They are in the final. So at this point, those are my boys. We go way back. So hopefully they can deliver a trophy for that city. It's kind of fun, right? Both cities are not really in this major sporting spotlight that often. So I think they're both enjoying it. That first game, though, oof. Arsenal need to sign a Halliburton type player. We need a Mr. Clutch, dude.
Who do you think that is? If you could pick a like for like Tyrese Halliburton in the footballing world, who would that be?
Not a player that we're going to sign, right? Just speaking hypothetically, because there's no way we're signing that player.
No, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, the Halliburton person. Dude, it's hard because football as of recently, to be honest with you, really since the Messi, Ronaldo sort of debates, right? I don't get that Mr. Clutch superstar feeling. Do you?
No, from Messi, or excuse me, from Ronaldo specifically.
Yeah, I just remember those two. Ronaldo specifically, he always was just this guy's gonna get you a goal when you need it, right? Messi was just he's gonna have his flashes, etc. But I don't think there is a player right now that really jumps to mind. Even when you asked me, I was thinking De Bruyne. That was my head. But then it's well, he's gone.
Who comes up with big goals and big moments? Ronaldo would be obviously a great shout, but he's a world-class player. Miroslav Klose, I think you could give him a shout, obviously. His big moments were in the World Cup. I'm actually coming up with blanks here, man. Maybe a Didier Drogba. I think Drogba was I'm not going to say he was average because he's obviously a great, but he was a player known for big moments. I don't think he came up with huge goal tallies every season, but when it mattered most, I think Halliburton, 12 points, but when it matters most, bro, give him the ball, let him shoot.
I remember, dude, as much as I hate those guys in the blue, I remember vividly the header in the Champions League. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think that player's out there right now for us to sign. Obviously we're going to have a lot of transfer chat, etc., dude. But anyways, tell me your NBA sort of pick for the final.
I got the Pacers. I love me an underdog.
Yeah.
I love me an underdog. Got to go for the Pacers. I like the way they play. I think they play basketball the right way is what I would say. I'm not a huge fan of OKC. I do like some of their players, no lie, but I like the Pacers. That's what I'm going for. Pacers in 7, baby. Pacers in
7. You think it's going to go to distance?
The Thunder are too good. It's got to go to 7.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. The Thunder, I think maybe in 6. maybe even in 5. Dude, their defense is just so good. Like, their defense is actually so good.
The Thunder are the better team. Like, hands down. I believe the Thunder are the better team. The Pacers are just hot, though. So that's why it's a good finals. I think the Pacers are obviously good, but they are hot right now. They got shooters going. I think the way they pick up full court, it's going to be a good series.
Hey, you know, as you were talking, you know who's low-key pretty clutch is Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno, did you see that game?
No.
Did you see the final? The Portugal-Spain final?
Dude, I'm not watching internationals during the summer. Like, I'm not going to support that. If that's where their funding comes from, like, I refuse to support this mess.
You're not going to watch Mikel Merino doing his thing out there, bro?
He's been on fire.
Possible new signing, Zubimendi doing his thing.
I mean,
Nico Williams, I thought you're on the Nico train.
Steven, I'm seeing the highlights, okay? I'm with you, but I'm not going out of my way to watch a 90-minute match, okay? I saw Odegaard's assist today, and that proved a lot, right? It's like, oh, who would have fucking thought if there's a striker running through, Odegaard can find him and he can score. So it's eye-opening, these international breaks, if nothing else.
I caught the Spain game, Spain-Portugal. Really good game. I thought it was actually a really great game. Indication for next year's World Cup, but obviously shout out to Ronaldo for scoring the goal. Didn't really do a lick the entire game, but of course he scores because that's what he does.
He's Mr. Clutch, dude.
Yeah, I mean, facts. You gotta give credit where credit's due, man.
I did see a lot of highlights of him just putting in some tackles on Yamal. Did you see him? Like, there's one after he scores, I think, where he's like shushing him, or there's something going viral where he's legit beefing with the 17-year-old that's just coming up.
I think he did that after he scored. He did the shush thing. It is cool to actually watch him playing. He came back on defense a few times. I believe he realizes he's not that guy anymore.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not that guy, so I have to give my team a little bit extra, and he's doing it. So shout out to the 40-year-old man.
Yeah, good for him, dude. I've been shushing. I've been shushing on Xbox, to be honest with you. I recently saw that EAFC, the new FIFA game, was on sale. Obviously, the season's done, so this is the perfect time to buy it. It's $15. But I'll be honest with you, after playing it, man, if it was on sale for $5, I don't think I would buy it, dude.
Wow, that bad, huh?
The gameplay is so bad. Like, I feel so terrible for kids who are being exposed to this game for the first time. Like, this is your FIFA experience? That sucks, dude.
Tough. We've given FIFA a few shout outs. That was part of our youth playing FIFA. Got tournaments going with friends. Gameplay's that bad. That's tough.
The gameplay is so bad, Steven. I mean, I played FIFA 98, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what is happening? What is happening, dude? And also, like, it's so lame, low-key, to be honest with you. Like, if I were EA, I'd be a little embarrassed about the product that I've put out there, dude, because it seems like they don't have the licensing to a lot of the Italian teams. So, like, the Italian teams are named different than what they are. Like, I think AC Milan is called, like, Milano FC. Atalanta is called something random. Inter is something random. And they have these badges that obviously EA just came up with for them. Like, that's not a cool, fun experience, dude.
$15, and I'm gonna say it's a no for me. I don't think I'm gonna get that.
After the raving review I just gave it?
I would rather spend 90 minutes watching Spain versus Portugal in the Nations League final.
Dude, it is still pretty realistic, though, because Gabriel Jesus got hurt in the very first game of the season. Kai Havertz broke his toe, so he's been out for 3 months. So, and in that vein, they're delivering. But, man, I'd be embarrassed. Do you know what Mikel's been up to, or what are his actual summer plans?
I don't. Do you got something here? Is this like a fun thing, or you got like legit? You're reporting something, a DGP exclusive.
Well, I've been reaching out to him, but he won't respond to my texts. So I did find this article that Arsenal posted on their website. They did an interview with Mikel to see what his summer plans are, and he opened up. But There was one question in particular that jumped out at me, man. It's only a 4-question interview, and at the end they ask him, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And Mikel says, I'm going to go for 2. One would be the capacity to heal people. That would be for sure the one.
Wow.
If I could keep everybody safe and healthy, and I had the power to do that, there's nothing better to do in my life. What's he saying?
If I could play the same 11 players every single game and run them into the ground, but no, I'm not running them into the ground. I heal you. That's actually wild.
Dude, he picked healing. Like, this guy got pretty traumatized, I think, this season, based on that response.
Wild. What was number 2?
He says the second one, if I could freeze moments and pause, look around and enjoy the present moment, because things go that fast, and in this society everything is 100 miles an hour. It would be great to say stop in this moment and read your body language, how we're feeling about this, what we're doing, and say, okay, now I'm ready to go to the next one. I also wish that he had that superpower, because I think it would allow him to make better subs, because he could just pause the game and really think about it and then decide who he wants to bring on.
Don't do it to him. That's actually funny. He picked, I would say, 2 not really fun at all superpowers. Like, those would be the lamest superpowers. Nobody wants a movie with that, right? Nobody wants a movie with that. But the healing thing, I think that really goes deep into his psyche, huh? That one's like in his heart.
Yeah, that one reveals a lot, dude. And I mean, to be fair to him, I understand why he feels that way. It's been tough, man. It's been tough. But it's all behind us now. It's time to look to the present, Steven. Enjoy all the amazing transfer announcements that have been coming out.
I've logged on to Blue Sky a few times, and I see you on there rattling things off left and right. I see Man City's got some new signings. I see Liverpool is active. I think can we say, is it official, a $5 million backup keeper? Can we say that?
It's still, DGP policy is to avoid calling things final until we see it come from the club.
I love that.
But there's some good things happening. I see a lot of things happening for other teams. It's funny. They're doing this thing where, like, we are recording on Monday, June 9th. It's in the evening, like almost 9 p.m. actually. And tomorrow, by the time this podcast drops, June 10th, is the last day of the window 1. And then they're taking like a full week break. And then the window opens back up on June 16th. It has to do with this FIFA Club World Cup they're doing.
Okay.
But so, like, after tomorrow, by the time this drops, there's not going to be a lot of business happening for a full week. So I hope the fan base can just keep it together for another couple of weeks, because let's just start with the very obvious question, Steven. Do you expect Arsenal to make one official signing announcement in the month of June?
Wow. I think the one I do expect is the Kepa one. To me, something is concrete there. I think that one's going to happen. And it's the one you really didn't care about. So that's the one I would choose for June. And that's just the Arsenal way, baby. That's the way things roll. The other one that's actually got movement behind it is Zubamendi. Do you even think that's going to go through? There's been a lot of noise this week.
A lot of back and forths on it, dude. I think before I chat about the Zubamendi one, I do want to hear how you're feeling about this Kepa thing. It seems like you're pretty on board and you support the move.
Backup keeper. Again, back of mind. Don't really care. I mean, who did we even have as a backup keeper? I'm just kidding. Neto last year. Like, it doesn't really matter that much to me. And Kepa seems like if you're going to have a backup keeper, he's someone that I watched last year play and do pretty well. And at that price tag, compared to the price tag, I remember we were looking at the other dude for like 20, 25 mil, the guy from La Liga. I don't know. Backup keeper. That seems pretty steep. So I'm cool with it.
Did you see the talk online from Chelsea supporters, obviously, saying that Arsenal love to buy their dead wood and just kind of like ignoring that they paid 80 million for this goalkeeper?
Yeah. That's it. That's the kicker. That's always the kicker. They got no brain power, bro. They got no brain power.
So you cannot take these people seriously online. You can't, dude. This is the person I'm supposed to have a dialogue with. The person who thinks that I'm signing their dead wood when, like, I think Kepa had an incredible season at Bournemouth, and he had his funniest moments at Chelsea. I remember vividly the game that he refused to be subbed off.
Yeah, that's a good one. What I like about this one that's really funny, Chelsea has had a bad time with goalkeepers. They've had a really, really bad time. After the way Kepa played this season, it is almost like he could go back into that squad and compete for the starting role. No lie. So hey, more power to him. Keep your 3 other keepers that you just paid for. We'll take them off your hands.
They are active in the window though, man. I saw that they're going for the AC Milan goalkeeper, the French goalkeeper, and they already signed Delap. I was pretty sad that they signed Delap. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think he's actually gonna do pretty well. I think having a Nico Jackson, I don't think he's very good. I'm not a fan, but having that 1-2 dynamic of very different players, I'm always a fan of that type of strategy. Like one big smashing type guy, and then the other guy's the quick lightning. So you got one of each. Hate to say it, but I think that might be one of their smarter moves over the past 5 years.
Yeah, dude, 30 million, and I think they signed him to a contract until like 2031. And dude, he's young. He had a good year. The fact that he had that release clause in 30, I mean, that says a lot about why Arsenal are taking their time. I hope. I really hope, because this Zubamendi stuff, yeah, I hear you, dude. I'm a little worried. I don't know. I mean, we got on when we did the chat with Stateside Gooners. Shout out to Stateside Gooners, by the way. And, you know, they seem pretty adamant that the deal's done. We seem pretty adamant that the deal's done. I mean, we're waiting. We're just waiting. And I don't know. As soon as Real Madrid enters the fray, you get a little worried.
Always worried. Policy here. Until I see a here we go, until I see something on Arsenal, something from Arsenal PR coming out, I just can't believe it. Real Madrid into the fray. Not great. I'll even go as far to say this, KP. I haven't even watched a comp of this dude before. I don't want a piece of it. I don't want a piece of it. I don't want any hopes up. Sesko, haven't watched any comps. Gyökeres, I don't know if he has comps because I haven't looked them up. All right, I don't want a piece of him until they come out in the red shirt.
Gyökeres, the one comp I've seen is everyone celebrating. It's not even of him playing football. It's just like everyone the shots of the stadium, and yeah. It is really cool. It is really cool. I wouldn't mind it, but we can keep that chatter up. The Zubamendi, I mean, I hope he gets done. It seems pretty exciting for him to join. I mean, the chemistry with Marino, obviously on international break, is just obvious to see, and he'll do a job. I'm sure of it. He'll do a job.
I gotta say, so I did watch that final. He starts in the Spain midfield, which alone, I think you got to give him some respect for that. Spain's known for their midfielders. Holds his own. Dare I say, even had a good game. Right? Portugal, great center mids. João Neves, Vitinha, they're both playing, doing well. Bruno's in there. Held his own. I think you can't look at that game and say he was like the worst midfielder. I'd say he was one of the top 3 midfielders on the pitch that day. So I think I give him a lot of respect for that. Again, not watching the comps, but that's all I'm going to give myself.
Yeah, but it's getting to the point where like it just feels so Arsenal, dude. I've become so unenthusiastic about this guy joining the club because it's carried on for so long, and by the time they announce it and it does happen, I could care less, honestly.
I can say that now until he actually does sign. Seems like a lot of good things could happen if he does sign. No lie. I think a lot of things could be happening if he does. But until then, I don't care. I don't care.
You know what I do care about is these contract extensions. I think that is the focus for June. That's what I want to see. I want to see more extension announcements. And the club started out hot, dude, just before the weekend on a Friday. I think they said, hey, guys, guess what? Big Gabby's here to stay. We might even give him the captain's armband.
Let's go. Do you know how many years it was?
I think they said 2029 is the last thing I saw.
Okay. Dude loves the club. I'm actually not surprised that he signed at all. There was that weird period of time, was it 2 years ago, when he wasn't starting and Saudi was involved? Weird times. Weird times to be an Arsenal fan when Big Gabby wasn't starting, but he loves the club. He loves it here.
Yeah, dude, I totally had forgotten that he wasn't starting those games. Oh, man. I did hear that maybe Saudis were still in it for this year, too, until he did the contract extension. But, I mean, look, this is the very first player that signed on with Mikel Arteta. And I'll tell you this, EAFC, by the way, they have done him very dirty because his character, like, they did not update his hair. So it's the old shot of his hair. That's dirty work by EA. But he loves it here, man. And he's really improved. And he's like 27, I think. So we're going to see him until his early 30s. That's exciting. And it really shows that he's committed to winning a trophy with this team. He feels probably of everyone else, barring Saka, that, bro, I've worked my ass off for us to be here. We are going to win a championship together.
That's I think that's facts right there. The emotional leader that we lost when he went down is so noticeable. It's so noticeable. He's that guy. If anyone's gonna push you on to win the game, I don't think it's gonna be Odegaard. Declan Rice might kind of has a little bit of that in him, but Big Gabby is that dude. We're talking about who's your clutch guy. In our squad, he is the clutch one for me. Big time goals, it comes from Big Gabby.
I would 100% agree with that, dude. And he goes beyond the goals, right? Like, when you need a goal, he shows up. And when you're winning 1-0 and you're just crossed that 75th minute and you're thinking, this is it, here's the last 15, he's going to get everyone motivated to keep that clean sheet. So, I mean, I posted this on Blue Sky as soon as the season ended. The campaign for Big Gabby to wear the captain's armband has officially started on District Gooner Pod because I think Mikel, give it to him, man. Come on.
Hey, so you mentioned EA did him dirty on the hair. How'd they do on the teeth, though?
Oh, dude, not wide enough. Not wide enough. They've just gotten everything wrong about this game, dude. Everything.
Come on. Gotta get them big white chompers in there. That's what it's all about.
Dude, you know what was the funniest thing I think that has happened so far in the summer? After like the first 5 days of the transfer window opening, you heard all these rumors. Chelsea already signed a player. City already signed a player. And then Arsenal posted, here are the players leaving the club. That was the big announcement from us, dude.
Wah, wah, wah. And you go through the list. It is funny. There's like only a few names that you're like, oh. The rest of them are like folks you've never heard of, no lie.
Never heard of, never seen them on tour. I was a little sad to see Salah Ad-Din on the list because we got to watch him last summer. There was almost talks of him like really breaking into the first team, but classic Miguel Aziz treatment for him, dude. He's out of the club.
Tough looks. Jorginho, goodbye. Gotta say, I always loved a good Jorginho performance. Really did enjoy it. Never had high expectations, but he always seems like he did the job. So, respect to Jorginho.
How would you rate him? That signing. I think when it happened, it was a January signing, right?
Yep. Yes, it was. he exceeded my expectations. I would say that. When we signed him, I can't say I was happy with that. Didn't think that was going to, whether it was raise the floor, do anything for us. He exceeded my expectations. He gave us a lot more than I expected. I would say that.
Yeah. Can you think of some of your favorite moments from Jorginho in an Arsenal shirt? Because I can think of one specifically.
Definitely not in the rain. I would say that. My favorite Jorginho moment was, I'm going to say it's his goal. I think it goes down as an own goal.
Ooh.
But the one off the crossbar into Emmy's back into the goal. That was pretty, that was class. Not only, obviously, it's Emmy Martinez, great. Aston Villa was giving us troubles, but it was Jorginho, so loved it.
There's one highlight that a lot of Arsenal fans often post on social. It's him just giving Bruno Fernandes the runaround. Have you seen that one where it's just him and Saliba and someone else, and they just have a triangle and Bruno's chasing them and they just keeps passing it, and it's the most slow Jorginho movement. He's literally just in the same spot doing circles and just getting the ball and just passing it. But I think my favorite is when Bruno Guimaraes elbowed him in the head.
Oh, wow. That's your favorite Jorginho moment, huh?
Just because the way he went down was the most Jorginho way to go down. And I remember it. As soon as I close my eyes, I can just see him getting that hit in the head.
Yeah, it's crazy because we're still waiting on the red card for that one. Still waiting on the red card for that one.
Never going to see it, dude. Never going to see it. Someone else left the club officially. He's been on the longest farewell tour of any Arsenal player that I can remember, but they posted a lot of good tributes about him, and a lot of the fans really showed him love, man. Kieran Tierney, we will miss you a lot.
KT, I gotta say that's one of the players that kind of goes down in my mind to be one of my I'll say one of my personal favorites. I think there's players you can pick out, your positions, the first teams you really started loving or enjoying, right? The team. And Nacho Monreal was probably on that first Arsenal team that I can really remember and I really liked. But KT will go down in my mind as my left back. Wasn't a long tenure, but he goes down. He's my left back. That's what I would give him. So I'm a big Kieran Tierney guy.
Dude, I hear you on it, man. I totally do. I mean, the good news is Miles Skelly, another 10 years and he'll be your left back for sure. For sure at this rate, dude. But Kieran Tierney, I think my favorite moment of him is the goal that he scored against, I want to say West Brom, was it? It was a super snowy, rainy day.
Yeah,
you know which one I'm talking about, dude.
I think so, yeah. The snow goal.
Yeah, with his right foot.
Sir.
He scored with his right foot, bro.
He had a couple bangs, man. He's such a cool player to have where I feel like the locker's pretty small. The locker isn't big. There's not a lot coming out of it. Everybody knows what's stuffed in that locker. We got deodorant, we got a towel, and we got boots. and he picks one of them and he uses it, and it seems like it works like a charm. So I like Kieran Tierney. I hope he does well at Celtic, man.
He's
big fan.
His 5-star skill move was the one that he would just hit it really long around the guy and just run past him. Dude, what a guy.
Martinelli, take notes.
Take notes, dude. Some of the crosses he played were always so money. I miss seeing us whip the ball in. I'm not saying whip it in 40 times a game like we used to, but I do miss seeing some sweet delivery from the outside back. There's just something special about a nice whipped in ball from your outside back and then your striker gets a head on it. Oof, I love that, dude.
I think Calafiori can whip in a ball. I think we've seen it a little bit. Lewis Skelly, no clue if he can whip in a ball. I can't remember one moment where he actually put one in with some venom on it. So I'd like to see that from him. I know we like to play the inverted stuff, but every once in a while, you got to change it up. Got to be unpredictable. Whip in that ball, man.
I'd like to see it. Yeah, that's something fun to look forward to from Lewis Skelly. Kiwior can whip them in, dude. That man's got a nice foot on it. Speaking of left backs, another one officially left the club. Nuno Tavares got sold to Lazio. 9 million, just classic Arsenal sale. Could be like in our top 5 of most value that we've received. Best wishes to him, dude.
What is your do you have a memorable Nuno Tavares moment at all?
Well, there was that season that he played for us, and I remember he took some crazy shots from like 40 yards out, right? And my favorite moment, though, was he played one, I can't remember who it was against, but he was actually tucked in at the edge of the box, and he slipped someone through. It was an assist, and it was so nice. And it was early on, and I thought, oh, man, we might have a player here, dude. Boy, was I wrong.
He had some potential at the beginning. I remember the first few games he played, and maybe it was the chaos factor. He was just absolutely wild. You're like, what kind of player do we have here? No one could put their finger on it. The moment that will be remembered from him to me, and it's not great for him, is in the documentary, the Amazon documentary, when Mikel's mad at halftime. And he's yelling at Nuno.
He's yelling at him, bro. He's yelling at him.
That's the moment. Yeah, that's the moment Arsenal fans will remember Nuno Tavares for. Seems like he's had a good little playing career out in Italy. Seems like he gets assists and whatnot. So again, we don't wish ill on any of these players. 9 mil, we'll take it. I know we bought him for pennies. You were never going to play for us, so go do your thing, young man.
Well, dude, it was always part of the new transfer policy that they had instilled, right? They told us, like, this year we signed like 12 players that year. And they were like, we're really trying to get some resale value out of these signings. And, as a supporter, you have to appreciate it a little bit. Like, we did turn a couple of dimes out of these guys. I mean, Albert Sambila Conga, I'm still waiting for that announcement, but I'm sure there's some money to be made there, right? So we'll see. Nuno, I remember him against Liverpool too. There was one, when he won the ball in our defense, and then he just passed it to Jota when he was getting pressed. And I think that game, like, Mikel subbed him at halftime, and you just knew that he was never gonna play again, dude.
Oh yeah, I feel like he had it. That might have been the only time he was subbed, either at half or before halftime. I think he had a couple of those moments. Ugh, tough. I mean, that's just tough on him. I gotta say, every time he played, I was always hoping he would do something crazy. He had the potential to do something crazy. Just didn't work out like that.
He's like that one prospector. So he just has that something exciting about him. I can't, as a scout, I can't put my finger on it, but he's got something exciting about him, dude. Who else left? Oh, Neto and Sterling. Thank God they're gone, off the books and out of sight.
Yeah, let's go ahead and skip over those moments. They have no moments that I want to remember. So let's keep it rolling.
Let's see. In terms of Arsenal announcements, obviously, we did hear who the fans decided was player of the season. We got the results back from the Arsenal account, and they said David Raya, 3rd, Bukayo, 2nd, and the fan base really felt like Declan Rice was the player of the season. Before I get your thoughts on it, I'll just share that seeing Bukayo Saka voted 2nd tells me that the fans just fucking love this guy, dude.
Huge Bukayo fans. This is the only season I could say he doesn't deserve to be on there. Like, come on. When I saw Saka at 2, I was like, oh, I don't put much weight into this vote. I just don't. It doesn't mean that much. You vote for your favorite player. I get it. That's what a lot of people do. Saka's on the list. Yeah, I'm going to pick him. That's my boy.
100%, dude. 100%. And, I just think we really expect a lot from him. And it's such a shame that we have to look on the other side and think, where is that? Where's the Saka of the left wing? That's what I want, Steven. I'll be honest with you. With all these talks that are going on, the striker, the fan base continues to have the biggest debate. Should we sign Sesko? Should we sign Gyökeres? Should we sign both of them? What are we going to do? I don't give a shit, dude. Get me a left winger. I don't care about the rest, dude. The rest will... Have you seen King Kai, bro? Have you seen King Kai? We gonna be all right, young man. Give me a left winger.
I saw a pic of King Kai in the gym. I was like, he looking big. He looked like he been working. He looks big. So I think Kai's going to have a good season. Saka's going to have a great season next year. Because we're going to pick up a 9, right? We know that's a priority. It's going to happen. He's also going to have a great season because, I'm going to say it, we're going to pick up a left wing. It's happening. We're going to pick up a left wing. Everybody knows we need one. Make it happen. Who that player is going to be, I can't tell you. But I would like a new flavor on the left wing. Can you imagine our Bukayo Saka with 2 new attackers playing with him? Yeah.
He deserves it. He deserves the world, dude. With the fans voting him to be second this season, with the way he dragged this club up, I mean, come on, man. Give him what he needs so that he doesn't have to deal with all of these doubles, man. And also, honestly, like, we need some tactical changes, dude. I think some of these conversations coming out after the season ended with Mohamed Salah saying that I sat down with Arne Slot and I told him, look, I'm just not going to track back that much. Just let me ball out. Like, I'm getting paid to score goals, bro. That's what I want to see. I want to see Saka knock on that door and say, hey, Mikel, hola. I don't want to do this no more. Please, mister. I don't want to track back so far.
You said Django. The Django. Oh, my goodness. But don't worry, because Mikel has a superpower now. He's just going to heal Bukayo. You're going to track back because you're going to be fine, young man. Don't worry about it. These ankles, these shins, these knees, these hamstrings, don't worry. You're healed.
Yeah. Putting those powers to use, man. The only other big sort of talking point developing in the Arsenal atmosphere is these contract extension talks that are ongoing with TP5. I thought that was interesting. The club itself made a call out to it when they posted, here are the players leaving. They had a list of 20 players, and then they were like, oh, we're still talking to these 3 other players to see if they want to extend.
Yeah. Did you see that? There was a report that Barca was reaching out to him.
There's a report that Barca is trying to potentially pick him up. And also today, there was a report that the Premier League released a list of like players that are being released. And I guess TP5 was on it. So naturally, the fan base is really reading into that. But you can't put too much weight behind things like that, I don't think.
So to put you on the spot, arse in or arse out? TP5.
You know, I'm arse out because I think going back to the conversation we had a few episodes ago, I just can't see him play the role that would be required, right? The guy that you just call on to come in and put in a top performance for you. I mean, we know this guy needs time to get going. Those nuts and bolts need to be oiled, dude, for him to be firing. And he's just not. So, and if this Zubamendi thing is happening, I mean, I've seen his highlights a little bit from his performances in the Nations League, and it looks like he can do the job, right?
Yeah. I think we're going to leave ourselves one light if he doesn't stay. So you're saying, basically, what you're saying is he can't do the Jorginho role.
No, he can't do the El Neni role. He can't do the Jorginho role. I just don't see it, dude. I want him to, but I don't really see it. And I also think, like, I do want to see Declan Rice a little bit at the 6. I do want to see Mikel Merino play more regularly. You know, this season I barely got to see him play in the middle. And I think he's pretty good at playing in the middle.
Okay. To me, it's almost like we're leaving ourselves one light if we're losing 2. So then it's like, well, then you're adding 2. Who would that second be? But maybe there's something already happening in the squad. Kai Havertz, if he's not going to play the 9, we've seen him play the 8. Like you're saying, Declan Rice can play 8 or the 6. Maslow is Skelly. Obviously, people like to give give him the shout of, oh, he's a midfielder. He could do a job. Yeah, maybe there's an internal solution that we don't know about right now that's going to be playing a lot of minutes in the midfield.
Yeah, and dude, I mean, next season, look, I want to see Ethan play. I do. And I just think there is a lot of midfielders that we have. So if one has to go, it has to be Partey. If he stays, I wish him all the best. I hope he performs and he proves me wrong, right? But after the season that he's had, I don't know. I'd rather not. And honestly, I'm okay being light in the middle, dude. Given the players that we have, I mean, Declan Rice is a machine. I think he legitimately played that season on a broken toe. There's no way you recover from a broken toe in like 2 weeks.
You know, I'm okay with an internal solution. They obviously know stuff that we don't. I'm just going 2 in, 2 out. They obviously know these things, right? I'm not the first one to just be pointing this out. Right? Bert's got a brain. He's got a quarterback face. Of course he has a brain. So yeah, they know what they're doing. Maybe there is an exciting solution that's going to be happening. I'd like to see we say this all on here all the time, but like a new flair, right? Something new. I'd love to see something new. So if you got that, even Winery, that's a good shout. I didn't throw him in the ring, but he's obviously a midfielder by trade.
Yeah, and listen, it's been pretty quiet, right? The only other announcement that I have from Arsenal is about their preseason tour. They announced their opponents. I think it's going to take place in July. They're going to be playing AC Milan, Newcastle, and Tottenham. I really don't love that we play Premier League teams in the preseason, but money talk.
Money talks, man. That's what it is. Do you know where this is at? Is it in America?
I think it's in Asia this year.
Okay. Well, good. Because money talks, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
It's in Asia. I think it's pretty funny that Manchester United were in Asia just, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and they lost to like the Asian All-Stars. So the club that just keeps on giving, but they've been very active in the transfer window as well. They officially signed, I think, Cunha. That seems to be done. It seems like they're in for Mbeumo. I know you love Mbeumo, but it's looking like he might be heading that way, man. Such a shame. Such a shame that the club doesn't move on some of these obvious solutions.
Oof. You could say that loud for the people in the back. I think that's an obvious solution that wouldn't... I'd like to see the final price on that. To me, that wouldn't break the bank. I just don't think it would. I'd like to see the price. Can I say that because it's not my money? Yeah, I can say it because I'm a damn fan. Shit. Come on now. We're talking about Newcastle, Tottenham, two opponents that were playing from the league. Tottenham, to me, is a weird one to play because it's your rival. Don't want to play them in the preseason. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But breaking news from Tottenham. We're about a week late, but Ange out. He's been sacked in the morning. What you think?
I just think what a funny club, dude. I couldn't agree with you more that playing a rival in a preseason is silly. I remember when we played Manchester United a couple of years ago and they tried to kill Saka. The Butcher was trying to kill Saka. So, like, I don't want to see that kind of behavior. But the fact that they sacked the manager who delivered them a trophy after 25 years is, honestly, I couldn't comprehend what happened and why.
Makes no sense. That makes no sense to me. I would love to be a fan, or like know a fan. I don't know any fans from Tottenham, but no one would be like, what do you really think about that? I feel like I'd be heartbroken.
So
I would be heartbroken
given that I'm a little nosy, when I saw their post about club announcement and she's getting the boot, I did click on it to read the comments because I thought, okay, no one's really commenting on this except for Tottenham fans, right? Of course, there's some people trolling in the comments, but a lot of the comments that I saw were saying Levy out, Daniel Levy out, like we don't want him. And I mean, I can't think of a better way for you to lose the entire locker room and your fan base with one move than that.
That is absolutely crazy. We're talking about Tottenham. Okay. This man got you the trophy. Yes, you had 21 losses in the league, ended 17th. I understand that. That's terrible. I thought he was going to get fired during the season. But he won it. He did the damn thing. That's all that matters. Yeah, you at least owe him another season just because. We had Antonio Conte go through there. We had Jose Mourinho go through there. We've seen big managers go through that club, get rinsed. You're out. This dude actually did something for you.
There's no logic involved, Steven. Like, and I'm not the biggest like Ange fan, but like I appreciated that he won. I appreciate that he chatted shit and he delivered. And I thought, wow, this guy's like kind of cool, right? He stood up there with his whole chest and said, yo, I win trophies on my second season. And he did it. And he did it eventually when his team was fully fit. Throughout the season, barring us, they had a lot of injuries. They really did. There was a point where he was playing some 18-year-old center mid at center back in the Premier League. Like, you're going to lose, dude. So the fact that they just gave him no leeway for any of that and said, the league was really bad, you're gone. Their priorities are just so messed up, dude. I heard recently that all the big investment and things that they've done for their new stadium is partly also so they can host NFL games there. You know how the NFL does these, like, some games abroad, and they're trying to do more and more of them each year? That's one of the reasons, so they can play at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like, how stupid is that?
Yeah, I've seen that. If there hasn't already been a game there, I know that's like the intentions. It's embarrassing. I'm not an Ange fan. I don't like him. I never liked him. I thought he was silly. I didn't like his interviews and stuff. Like how he kind of was hot with interviewers once he was like, they were really sucking ass, you know, and he's still trying to save face. Not a fan. But how embarrassing. Talk about, you said, losing the locker room. I've seen like a lot of their players posting stuff like James Madison, Basuma, Heung-min Son, like posting interactions with him or like them calling him to say goodbye. It's like, what are you... Did anyone talk to your players before you fired this dude? That's just madness, bro. So you know what? Shout out to Daniel Levy. I hope Tottenham go down next season. You've done it. You've done it again, Levy. You've done it again.
I can't even think of an example in the past that I've seen something like this, where a team, well, maybe Chelsea. I'm trying to think. Did Chelsea sack that Italian manager that they had for a little bit, who won them the Champions League? What was his name? D something.
Di Matteo.
Yeah. Wasn't he like an interim, came in, he became the coach, and he won the Champions League, and I think maybe the next season they sacked him. But I think even them, like, they gave him like half of the next season.
Who's the club that sacked their manager before a final?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they are good at setting these precedents, yeah.
They've done it again. They've done it again.
They've embarrassed themselves. They've done it again. Oh, man. What else should we talk about, dude? Obviously, we're close to an hour on this beat. I guess expectations for June. We kind of touched on that. I'm expecting one more contract extension. And, yeah, hopefully Kepa. That would be nice. But I'm not expecting a blockbuster signing in June. There's no way.
Nah, man. Gotta keep grinding. What is the saying? Your nose to the grindstone? I don't know what it is. But we gotta keep checking the links. That's all it is. Classic. They call it F5 is what they call it, right?
It's all links.
The fans, they call it F5.
It's funny though. This Berta guy is pretty good at PR. I'm telling you, dude. I'm starting to pick up on his beat a little bit. Did you notice how in the first week of the transfer window, suddenly there were all these stories coming out saying that this is just how Berto likes to operate. He likes to have multiple negotiations going on, get a sense for the market. He wants to really just make sure he speaks to all the targets that he wants before he makes a decision. It's like, yeah, dude, like I check Target and Walmart to see which one has the cheaper price, but ultimately, sometimes just pop out and go to the store next door and buy whatever they have on offer because they got the best things and the same things. Like, it happens. Sometimes you got to pay up a little bit, man.
Hey, so today, I'm telling you, you got option A and option B, Gyökeres. Option A, Sesko. Option B. Who you taking?
Man, I was really hoping we had done a really good job of avoiding that conversation on the pod. Not just this pod, but previous pods as well. Because it's a funny conversation to have, I think. But, the more and more that I've sat there and I thought about it, I'm on the Sesko train, dude. And it's purely because I refuse to agree with all the other fans who are already putting out their photoshopped starting 11, which has Luis Skelly at left back. That's crazy. Like, what, did Benny Blanco just like leave the club? But those same people are putting Sesko right there on the starting sheet. They're putting Gyökeres right there on the starting sheet, dude. Like, bro, there's King Kai, okay? And King Kai will start day one up top. You can take that to the fucking bank. I'll be here for it. I'll cash that check for you. And I think Sesko is more likely to be eased in and playing, and maybe even a little bit more accepting of the fact that he's going to be kind of a backup here and there. He's not going to just have the starting sheet on day one. Because for me, either signing doesn't have the starting sheet on day one.
Gotcha. I think I'm on the Sesko train, but you know what? I just said it. I need to keep my nose to the grindstone because I don't know. I truthfully do not know. I haven't watched either one of these dudes play. I just hear a lot of people talking, right? It's a lot of opinions. I don't have the facts.
A lot of opinions.
The facts are one man's this age, the other man's older, he's this age. Okay, facts. One man scored this many goals in the Portuguese league. This other man scored this many goals in the Bundesliga. Like, okay. Now, a lot of opinions about what they can do in this Arsenal side. Who knows best? To me, Berta and Arteta know best, right? Whoever we end up with, I'll be happy with. And I don't want to have that revisionist like mindset of like, oh, we should have chosen him. We're going to choose the guy that's best for our system, whatever we're looking for. I hope we don't have to. If we could go back to that 2025 summer and make that other choice, I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, me too. And I'll tell you, I think Sesko has more sauce, which I appreciate. I would welcome more sauce than just banging goals.
All right, sign him. You know what? Sauce. I'm all about the sauce, man.
But, Steven, I think the message on the pod is there's like 80 days left. And I get it. I know it's frustrating, right? I'm seeing the same things as everyone else. City today just announced Ait Nouri, a left back from Wolves that we've talked about on the pod before. Hey, I bet you Mikel's watching this guy. He looks pretty good. City are signing Cherki. And we're still waiting for the verdict to come out. We'll see. But other teams are making moves, and it's very early on. But please don't lose your head over that. There's 80 days left. We're going to be all right. We're all going to get to deadline day and be disappointed together. Okay? So hold your breath until then.
Don't count me out. Yes, sir. I think some homework that we got for next pod. I want you to come in with the left wing that you think's worth a damn. Right? Because we already had the Nico, and it can't be Nico Williams. I need somebody else. I am honestly coming up blank on left wing links. I got none. All I got is Nico Williams. That's all I got in my bag.
There's one guy and one guy only, and I'll save him for the next pod.
And that's in the business what they call a cliffhanger.
A big old cliffhanger for you. So thanks for spending time with us. Thanks for listening. As always, if you're not subscribed, this is a great time to subscribe. We are gearing up for a really, really, really low-key Arsenal summer, and we'd love to have you along. We'll see you on the other side.
Be easy.